Alright, so now that we discussed it videos, let's jump into your CSS, which is your styling. So if you open your text editor, and let's scroll away from the video tag and go all the way up to the top. Now this information, you don't have to worry about it. I will talk about that after we talk about CSS. But this line right here is important because this is your link to your style page. Now all this information you will need, but you don't have to really worry about that too much. This is important right here. So when we talked about your links and your anchor tags or A tags, this is the exact same thing. And as far as the same thing as images go, there's a folder called CSS, and in that folder there's a single blog style raw.css. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that. So we in here, you jump into your CSS, and now you have three of them. You got one for your about page, your contact, and your style. So since I have mine open, I'll just go ahead and open that up. Now this is all your style. So for each item in your blog, there is a specific style for it. So if we jump in here, we can see we have a hashtag wrapper. Now if we scroll down a little bit, we will see we have an ID and it's called wrapper. So don't get too caught up in this, but this simply just saying this div or HTML tag has an ID called a wrapper. And in between this div, everything in between this, all this information right here, all the way to here, is what's going to be styled. So just think of that like that. It's just a name and it represents this. So let's say I wanted to change the width or the height of it. You can do that. And this will be basically this whole top area. So all this information right here is in between that wrapper. So for instance, the wrapper is 710 pixels. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to 310 and save it real fast and see what happens. Refresh. As you can see, it moved up and now it's only 310 pixels. Now this blank space is because there's more other ones that are 710 pixels. So right here, change that to 310, find the next one, change that to 310, go ahead and change that to 310. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, and voila, now you can have it that way if you want. And now you see that text at the bottom right there, so go ahead and put that as 0. So this piece all right here, that's why it looks all a little funky. That is this text slogan. So I'm gonna go ahead and refresh. So now it's up there now. But you can change the font size. So if we go ahead and find that piece, as you can see right here, class is text slogan, which is this. Now if I want to change this font size, which is H1, I can simply copy and paste this. And now right after this, you put the H1, and I'm gonna go ahead and delete that, and we'll put font size, and let's just put it something real small, 12 pixels. I'm gonna go ahead and save that. And now as you can see, it is like this. But that's for for you if you want to go ahead and change that. But I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back to normal. So everything is back to 710. And I like it that way. You might not like it that way. You might like it the other way actually. 310 pixels. But it's cool because right when they go to your page, you know, they got the photo of you, some text you want to change this to, and they got your logo all right here. So that's cool. So let's jump back and talk about, let's talk about those images right fast. The social icon module. So ID, you look for that. You say, all right, social icon module. Now you just simply find it right here. So I got the social icon module, but I don't want to mess with that. I want just the image. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the size of these images right here. So it's right here. I'm gonna change this to, let's put 32. Save it, and now they are bigger. So that is basically CSS in that sense. So you simply find your ID or class, and then you find it right here. So for instance, this is this width right here. So this is like think of it as a container all around this that stretches all the way to next to this image right here. That's a container, and in that container I got images, which are right here. So that's the next one over. So you got the container, and then inside that container I have images, and I want those images to be the width of 32 pixels and the height of 32 pixels. Now text decoration, if I delete this, you will notice there's a little line at the bottom. It should pop up. If not, then that's fine, then it works out good. But usually there's some type of line like in the corners right there. So you just put that, keep that right there, text decoration none. Alright, so that should make sense, hopefully. And the same thing goes right here. The A is the link, so it refers to this A tag. So I think if I, actually I'm gonna delete that, and it's gonna have some little tiny lines at the bottom. Now the reason they have these are because of links. If you look at your menu right here, there's a underline, and it just simply says this is a link, and that's how this goes for the images also. So that's why I put that text decoration none. So therefore it won't have the line. It's just simply your image right there. Now let's go ahead and talk about this background image. Now as far as images goes, it's the same thing. Wherever you place your images, you want to link it right there. So right here is background image. The URL, which is your address, simply points to there. Now since I have it on my desktop, I have to use this entire address right here. But for you, you shouldn't shouldn't be able to have to use it that way. You should be able to use it in this fashion. So when you upload it to your web hosting account, you simply have it like that. So if I'm gonna save it, refresh, and it's not gonna be there no more because the link is wrong. So if you have it uploaded to your web hosting and you have it like this, images slash your image you want, and it's not working, just go ahead and add the / right at the beginning, save it, and then you should be good. And the reason for that is because when you're in another folder, you're literally jumping out of that folder and jumping into this folder. So that / is what might stop it, stop you from having your image from working. So just keep that in mind, that those images, when you're in another file, you have to make sure you're always kind of parsing it to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep it regular. And if you are, when you do work on your desktop, say you're writing a blog and things like that, and it's on your desktop, you just might have to change this or something. So your user, and then you change it to your name, and most likely you're gonna save your folder or file on your desktop. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that. And now let's jump down a little bit. Let's save that again. So let's jump down a little bit and let's talk about this category first. Actually, let's just jump to the body, let's say. So I want to change the background of this color to, let's say, green. So I'm going to simply type in body. And remember, this is referring to the tags in here. So if you see this body tag right here, anything in between that is going to have a background color of green. So let's go ahead. You can type that in if you want. Save it. Now let's hit refresh. Alright, so now you can see you have your background is green. Now same thing goes for this middle area part right here. So I'm going to go ahead and find that. So since it was my paragraphs, I'm just simply drag it all the way down to the paragraphs, and now voila, here we are. Article paragraph container. Now let's find that in our CSS. And usually it's so I have put it in just one, as you see it is how I put it in here. So if you just keep scrolling down, you will find it. And right here, article container. Let's go ahead and put the background color to white. Let's see how that works. Save it. Alright, so that's cool. Scrolling down, alright, we do the same thing for the footer. The same thing goes, you just scroll down until you find your footer. So I think I passed this somewhere right here. Article images. Okay, so there we go. ID footer container. So simply find your footer container. Alright, it's right here. Now background. And you remember you can always copy and paste this, so you don't have to keep on typing. Background color is white. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so let's say that's cool, but I want to change this category box to red, let's say, or whatever color you like. Same thing applies. You just find it, since it's right here. So I called it top nav module. And you simply go to your CSS, look for that top module, top nav module. And like I said, I put everything in order, so it should be good like that. All right, so here we are, top nav module. Background color is black, but I want it to be red. Save it, and there you go. Now you might notice this little border around here. To fix that, you have to go up to the body, and now we just put margin to 0, and margin is just like a box around it, so I put it at 0. Now it fits the whole grid, so you can leave it like that if you want, but if not, you can go ahead and leave it the way it was. So now let's say I want to put an image in this background right here. You can do that the same way. So let me just go ahead and copy and paste this. All of it, all the way to where it says background size 100%. Go ahead, paste it right there, save it. Now let's see what happens. Refresh. Oh, you see, it still got the green, but that green is behind it. So that's how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that green also. Save it. Now when you refresh, it should be good. And as you can see, that is the same image I have right here. I just have this in the background. So you can choose really whatever photos you want, really. So if let's try this one right here. See if this works. Go ahead and copy that. It's a JPEG, and simply just put it right there. Paste it. .jpeg. Save it. Now it should be that color, and as you can see, it is. So whatever type of background you want, that's how you will put it. So that is something cool. So now that we discussed it, background, image, styling, and things like that, height, width, let's scroll up to the top, and I want to talk a little bit about this metadata information all right here. And this is only for browser, but keep in mind, a little bit is important. So go ahead and either style it up or keep it the same, however you want. And next, we're going to jump into metadata.